Hey guys, I believe you have seen this photo. Several days ago, I shared this on my X and YouTube post because the post can't be like the video where I can share more pictures and speak more. There are many details that I couldn't post with the pictures. So in this video, let's try to find out more information about the Chinese traditional muzzleloader. This time, I'm going to talk about this topic in two parts. The musket and the bags. First of all, let's focus on the bags. This man might be a hunter or a man who was just practicing shooting this old type gun. But anyway, carrying bags was a common thing. Maybe he used them to carry bullets or other necessary gadgets. Among the bags, the most important one I think should be this drum-like bag, or even I shouldn't call it a bag, but a flask. The gunpowder flask. So what are my reference? Actually, it's still the wall painting that I commonly use in my videos. The musket soldiers also used a kind of drum-like gunpowder flask. In the painting, this kind of gunpowder flask was used in order to carry the primary powder for the soldiers. Back to the photo, the wall paintings reflected the war scenes in the Qing dynasty and were painted in the Qing dynasty. And then, the time that the photo was shot should be in the 1940s. At this moment, the Qing dynasty had gone around 30 years, and the military firearms had become bold action rifles. But the traditional muzzleloader's gears should not change too much all the time. So, based on this situation, the gunpowder flask of this man in the photo should also be not too much different from the traditional gunpowder flask. Then, in other part, let's talk about this muzzleloader. Also, it's the real main character of this video. To be honest, this is a very long muzzleloader. So I just remember the firearm that we talked about 1 year ago. 鸳旗 in Manchu, 线枪 in Han Chinese language. This is a kind of a long musket and could shoot pellets for hunting. And there's the other same point, which is the ramrod. We can take the royal hinge as a comparison. We can find that, generally, it didn't have the ramrod, and it also is a half-stock muzzleloader. At the same time, the features, long sides without ramrod and half-stock design, are also the differences from the typical Chinese muzzleloader, also known as 鸟枪 in Han Chinese, 标枪 in Manchu. So, maybe this was indeed a hinge for hunting, but maybe this was just a long hunting old type gun, or a simplified musket. Now, let's more carefully focus on the look. Unfortunately, the photo was shot from the left side of the man, so it's hard to recognize which kind of lock it is. But here, we can see the cock has the same part, which is also one of the features of the Chinese snap lock musket. Based on the existing musket in China, this kind of cock was used in the Chinese snap matchlock and the percussion lock. But maybe the gunner could use the incense stick instead of the slow match, or the homemade percussion cap instead of mercury fulminate copper cap in the civilian field, just like the percussion lock muzzleloaders in Basha Miao village. Honestly, seeing the photo, I remembered a Chinese bird hunter firearm, because this kind of hunting firearm was used by the bird hunters in Wuhu, China in the 1940s, which is the similar years with the photo was shot. If the gun in the photo is really the same kind as the bird hunter's firearm, it would be a kind of a snap-lock muzzleloader shotgun, since there was assembly no match cord in the photo. Maybe this is a percussion lock muzzleloader. Okay, this is today's video, and thank you for watching. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time.